This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Can anyone recall what we discussed in the previous session? In the previous session, what we discussed? We discussed about components. What do you mean by components?
Components and folders.
Components are the reusable entities, right? Yeah, are the reusable
Reusable
entities.
entities.
Yes, reusable entities. We have a different components, right? We have a process, we have a profile, right? We have a connection.
Connection, operation.
Yes, different connection, different components we have. So, what is the core component in Boomi? Yes, process
Process.
is the core component, right? Process is the
Mm.
core component in Boomi. Core component in Boomi. Without core component, we cannot start, right? Or we cannot start, or we cannot build any kind of integration. Okay, process is a core component Boomi. Without a process component, without process component, we cannot we cannot build build the integrations, right? So whenever if you are starting, whenever if you are creating the process component, automatically the start shape is going to be created, right? So there is no separate, if I open the Boomi platform, okay, there is no separate start shape available in the shapes palette. Okay, whenever if you are creating the process component, automatically the start shape is going to be created, right? So if you remember, yesterday we discussed about shapes, sorry, yesterday we discussed about component explorer. In the component explorer, we know we are creating the folders. How the folders are creating? So this is a, what is this folder?
Root
Root
folder.
folder.
Root folder.
Yes, it is root folder or a main folder. Under root folder, we can create n number of subfolders. Even in subfolders, we can create n number of subfolders, right? And so yesterday we created this folder. Under this, we creating the profile. Profile is a component, right? So this is a profile which we created yesterday, right? So now, right now, we on which component we are in? Right now, we are in which component?
Process.
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 Process. How we can say?
Start
By
shape.
seeing the
Start of
start shape.
Here we have a process component, right?
Process.
Simple. See, for example, if you are working on any other component, let's say I'm working on database profile. Okay, if you click on this, here you can see the that particular component name. Okay, let's say if I go to any other components, let's say this is a Mechan. Okay, let's say this is my disk connection. Okay, so you can see here disk connection disk. Okay, this is a component. Okay, likewise you can see the component name over here. Okay, now we are in process component. This process component is going to be created uh, at the start of the process. Okay, without the process component, we cannot start the any integration. And whenever if you are creating the process component, automatically the start shape is going to be created. How many types of start shape we have? Yes, what are they?
One of the
Yes, start shape, it is indicating the start of the process, start of the process or flow, right? Flow or integration. So we have four types. What are they? One is a connector. Yes, connector type.
Data pass through.
Yes, trading partner.
Trading partner, data pass through, no
Trading
data.
partner, trading partner, data pass through, and the final one is no data type,
No data.
right? So we have four types. We'll discuss each and every one, each type. So now, then what we discussed. So these are all the things we discussed, right? So we'll come here and we'll start. Okay, now save it. Okay, so now shapes. So here we started the process, right? We started the process. If you want to end the flow or end the process, what we need to put? Stop shape, right? If you click on, if you search here, okay, what are the shapes? If you want, you can search from here, stop shape. Okay, stop. Here you can drag the shape and drop it, drag it and drop it. See, simple. What are the shape you want to work on it? Okay, which shape you want to work on it? If you want to work on the map shape, simple, simple. See, drag it. Okay, drag it and drop it. Simple. Okay, drag the shape and drop it. Drag the shape, drag it and drop. Okay, Boomi is the drag and drop option it have. Okay, drag and drop, drag that shape and drop it into the canvas. Okay, like this. So if you want to delete all these things, you can drag all this, you can copy it and see your copy and remove. Click on remove, say okay, no. So there is no shape. Simple, save. Now you can see processing employee data is saved successfully. Okay, so now shapes. What do you mean by shapes? Shape, what do you mean by shape? See, in a coding language, if you have any coding, if you are working, development, if you are working on any development or with the help of coding, like if you are using a Java or any Python code or any machine learning codes or any XYZ codes, okay, what are the development you want to do, what are the actions which you want to perform, those are all can be performed with the help of, with the help of coding, right? So as I mentioned, Boom is a low coding tool where we can achieve our integrations without coding. Okay, shapes are the action which you want to perform. Very very important note. Okay, shapes are the actions. Okay, shapes are the actions which we perform, which we want to perform, want to perform on the data which is flowing, which is flowing into the process or into the process or into the integration. Okay, which is flowing into the integration. So what are the action you want to perform? Like if you want to take some kind of conditions, if you want to transform the data, if you want to split the data, if you want to combine the data, or else if you want to transfer, if you want to do any kind of a branching, if you want to create a copy of a data, like what are the action which you want to perform? Okay, if you want to take the conditions, if you want to add logics, if you want to filter out the data, so all the actions can be done with the help of shapes. What are the actions? Okay, what are the actions which we want to perform on the data can be done with the help of shapes. Okay, we have three types of shapes. Okay, we have three types of shapes, three types of shapes. Okay, we have three types of shapes. One is connecting type. Now focus here. One is connecting, connect, and second one is execute, and the third one is logic. Okay, these are all three types of shapes we have. Logic. Okay, so what do you mean by connecting type? What do you mean by connecting type? Why we are using this connecting types? Okay, to establish a connectivity to any third party application system. Let's say if in your integration, if you want to do integration between Salesforce to, okay, if you want to do integration Salesforce to database, okay, you want to get the data from the Salesforce and you need to sync that data into database. You want to sync the data into sales database from the Salesforce. So if you are using Boomi as an integration tool, okay, Boomi as a middleware tool, what you will do? Boomi is a tool, is it will going to pull the data from here and it is going to push the data to here, right? It will not happen directly, the person whoever working here, it will, he will go here and he will not pull the data directly, right? Or else the Salesforce will not come and it will push the data to here. It's not like that. We need some kind of connectivity. We need some kind of connectivity to pull the data or to push the data, right? In between these two applications, we need one kind of connectivity to pull the data or to push the data. How it will happen? How it will happen? Okay, if it is a coding tool, okay, if you want to write any some kind of coding, you will write some coding to pull the data or to push the data. But it's not like that, right? We are using Boomi. Boomi is a low coding tool. Okay, Boomi is a without coding we can achieve all the integrations, right? Those those things can be achieved with the help of shapes, right? Shapes, we have three types of shapes. That is a connecting type. So these are all the responsible. These are all the shapes. Okay, all the responsible responsible to establish the connectivity. Okay, connectivity to any third party application system, any third party means, see, this is the one of the third party application, this is the one of the third party application. Okay, what are the application system you are trying to connect with, those are all called as a third party applications. Okay, third party application systems, third party application systems with the help of, okay, connecting type. For example, let's say we'll go to Bhumi and we'll see. Okay, we'll go to Bhumi and we'll see. So here you can see, here we have a connecting type, we have a execute type, we have a logic type. Okay, as I mentioned, we have three types of shapes: connecting type, execute type, and logic type. Okay, connecting type. Okay, if you want to connect with any third party application system, these are all responsibility to establish the connectivity by using connecting type shape. So we will establish the connectivity. If you see here, we have different types of shapes. Okay, Salesforce connector. Okay, if I click on the, if I drag and drop into the canvas, you can see here we have a connection, we will establish the connectivity. Okay, and we will do the operation. So basically if you want to connect with the Salesforce, okay, if you want to connect with the Salesforce, you can use the connecting type, and you can use the Salesforce connection, you can establish the connectivity. Or else if you want to connect with the database, okay, you can select this database connection, drag and drop into the canvas, you can see. Okay, you can establish the connection, you can do the operations, whatever you want, you can do, but the connecting type. So connector is database. Here, database, disk, FTP, mail, Salesforce, NetSuite, all this you can see here. Okay, these are all different connections we can establish, right? Okay, so these are all responsibility to establish the connectivity third party application system. By using this connecting type, we can pull the data or we can push the data to the third party application systems. Okay, third party application systems. Clear? Clear? So for example, we have a Salesforce connection, right? Salesforce connection example. Salesforce. Salesforce, we have our database, right? We have a disk, we have a SFTP. Like this, we have different connection types. If you see here, we have around 260 connectors we have. Okay, 266 connectors connection. Okay, connections we have to connect with any application system. For example, if you want to connect with a trading partner, you can use if you want to connect with any Amazon no type, Amazon type, you can use Amazon. Or else if you want to connect with any other no applications like Kubernetes, if you want to do any connectivity with the Salesforce. Okay, all these things you can see here. Okay, around 266 connectors we available in the Boomi. By using them, we can establish the connectivity to any third party application system. Okay, let's say you can ask me one question. You can ask me one question, sir. If you know, I don't want, for example, I want to connect with any custom application system. Okay, any custom application system, then how can we connect with that? Okay, with the help of HTTP connections we have in the Boomi. By using that connector, we can establish the connectivity. We will discuss. Okay, we will discuss later. I told you that no, yesterday we will discuss integration as well as the API management. In the API management, how we can expose the APIs, how we can consume the APIs. At that time, I will explain you this HTTP connection type. Okay. Now basically this connecting type connector type are used to establish the connectivity to any third party application systems. Okay, now execute type means if you want to do any kind of manipulation, or else if you want to do any kind of manipulation of the data. Okay, or any manipulation or any managing of the data. For example, if you want to do any manipulation, like if you want to transform the data, okay, one format to another format, or if you want to do any kind of splitting the data, or if you want to combine the data. So these are all the responsible to manipulating the data. Okay, these shapes are responsible to, these are all responsible to manipulate the data, manipulate the data. Okay, such as transforming the data, transforming the data, like one format to another format. Okay, like splitting the data, splitting. Okay, splitting the data or combining the data, combining the data. So like this we can do multiple actions, like we have a different shapes, like we have a data process shape, data, okay, data process shape. Okay, we have a data process shape, we have a process called shape, process call, we have process call shape, we have a map shape. So these are all different shapes available in the execute type. If I come here, so execute type, you can see here map. Map shape is used to transform the data. Set properties, if it is used to store the any keys and values. Okay, we will discuss each and every type of shapes, okay, here. But understand, execute type, execute type are responsibility to manipulate the data. Manipulation, we can do manipulating. Okay, for example, the data is coming in the XML format. If you want to transform it, if okay, into some database format or some JSON format, we can use execute type map shape, and we can transform the data. Or else if you want to do any splitting of the any if you want to do the splitting of the data or combine of the data or zipping the data, unzipping the data, so multiple actions can be done. Multiple actions can be done with the help of execute type. Okay, these are all manipulating, these are all responsibility to manipulate the data. Okay, so now the last one is logic type. Logic type, okay, these are all responsible, these are all responsible for, responsible to managing the data. Managing means, so for example, if you want to take any conditions, okay, managing either true or false, either accept or reject. Okay, if you want to do some kind of managing the data, or if you want to create a copy of a data, if you want to route the data, if you want to route the documents depending on the condition. So if you want if you want to managing the data, okay, these are all to managing the data, like manage, like taking routing the data, route the document, or else no, if you want to do any kind of no decision taking, decision making or decision taking. Likewise we can do multiple actions, multiple managing the data. So for example, we have a different shapes, like a decision shape. Okay, decision shape, we have a business rule shape. Okay, business rule shape, we have and we have what else we have, we have a route shape, we have brand shape. If I click on the logic tape, so we have brand shape, route, cleanser, decision, all the shapes we have. So these are all responsible to managing the data. Okay, so connecting type are used to connectivity, to establish the connectivity. Okay, to create a bridge, to create a bridge between two application system to Bhumi. We will use this connecting type when we will establish the bridge. Okay, it is a responsibility to connectivity. And execute type are responsibility to manipulate the data, manipulating. Okay, manipulating the data, transforming the data, splitting the data, combining the data, or else any kind of calling the sub processes. Okay, these are all the manipulating the data. And logic types are used to, these are all responsibility to managing the data. Okay, like taking conditions, routing the documents, creating the copy of documents, and stopping the stopping the particular flow of executions. All this can be done with the help of logical type shapes. Okay, so now we will in our course we will discuss each and every shape available in the logic and execute. Okay, and in the connecting type we will discuss some important shapes, or like some important connections. Okay, till here anyone have any questions or anyone have any doubts? Anyone not understood anything? Yes, anyone not understood anything, or anyone have any questions regarding these shapes? Okay, no one will ask you this question, okay, how many types of shapes we have, okay, what is the responsibility of connecting type, execute type, logic type? No one will ask you, but having knowledge on it is very very important. Okay, without a knowledge, like without knowing this what the responsibility of connecting type, what is what is the purpose of connecting types of shapes, what is the purpose of executing types of shapes, what is the purpose of logic types of shapes, if you don't know the functionality, the no, it is very difficult to further if you're working. Okay, clear till here? Anyone have any questions or any doubts? Yes. So Shapes are the actions which we perform on the data. What are the actions which you want to perform? We can do all the actions with the help of shapes, different types of shapes. Okay, so now we'll log in into Boomi and we'll see. Okay, this is a process we started, right? So process is a start, no. And here if you see here, save. If I'm, when I am saving here, so process sync emp data saved successfully, right? Saved successfully. And if you see here revision history, you can see the revision history here, revision history option available here. Yes, what do you mean by revision history? What do you mean by revision history? Anyone? What do you mean by revision or history? What do you mean by history?
Maybe recollecting all the things.
Yeah, kind of. You are correct, Rashmi. Okay. So revision history. For example, okay, if you are doing development, if you are working on it, okay, you are in between lot of action, lot of shapes, you are taking lot of components you are taking, and we are achieving the integration from starting to ending. So what you are doing, for example, if you are saving this, automatically the revision history is going to be created. Okay, now, okay, what you feel that, okay, this is a this is the revision, particular version, okay, this is a recent version. You feel that I want to go back to my previous versions. Okay, you feel that you need to by mistake you did some changes, and those changes are not working properly. Okay, now you want to go to your previous versions. Then how we will go, there might be, if you have some versions or revision, okay, some history, if you store some history, directly you can go, roll back the your history to previous, right? If your current version to, you can roll back to your previous versions, right? So that can be happen with the help of revision history. If you click on the revision history, you can see here, okay, you can see here revision, modified and modified date, okay, when it is going modified, and component id. Okay, revision history, kind of history, it is the history, it is the history history of the development, okay, of the development. So here one more important note. Okay, components have the components had as the revision history. Okay, components have the revision history. Shapes does not have shapes does not have the revision history. Okay, only the components have a revision history. How the revision history is going to create, how it is going to be helpful, I will explain you. But keep it in mind, every components have a revision history, but shapes does not have a revision history. Okay, revision history. Okay, revision history. And each component have a one more thing, very very important note here. Okay, when you, very very important note, make it as a note point. Okay, I will write some point. Okay, each component each component have a unique id. See, unique id. Every component have a unique id, called as a called as component id. Component id. See, if I open this component, if I go to Boomi, so now if I open this component, right now we are in which component? Right now we are in which component?
Process.
Process component, right? You can see here the process component. If I open the revision history, okay, you can see here component id. So this is a unique id. This is a unique id called as a component id. Only the components have a unique id called a unique component id. If I open this shape, this is a stop shape, right? If I open the stop shape, do we see here, have we see here any component id or else any kind of history here? Is there any option called revision history for shapes? No, right? Only the components. Okay, right now I am in a start shape. Do we see any kind of a revision history for the start shape? No, right? And if I open any shape, let's say set property shape, I am taking a set property. Do we see any kind of history, revision history for the set property shape? No, right? Only the components have a revision history. shapes does not have a revision history, and shapes does not have any like id, shapes id, something like that. We don't have any shapes, and only we have a component id is available for the components, that is called as a component id. Okay, for example, let's say I'm taking this id, right? We will go to our database profile which we created, right? Let me, if I open this, now you can see here. So I right now I am in a database profile component, right? Database profile component. For this you can see here revision history. Only the components have a revision history, shapes does not have a revision history, and each component have a id, unique id, called as a, okay, called as a component id. You can see here component id, where created by, when it is created. Okay, for example, okay, now I'm changing something. Okay, I'm doing some changes. Okay, adding some, or I have added some field. Okay, now save it. So db profile saved successfully. Okay, now if I click on the revision history, do you see here one revision history is created, one revision history created with the whoever going to created, like saved that one, who are going to save that one. Now on her, on the particular person's name, the revision history is going to be created. Okay, do you see here? Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, save and close. So whenever, how this revision history going to be created, how the revision history is going to be created, I will explain you. So basically whenever if you are creating the revision history, the revision history is going to be created on a xml components. Like in a school days, if you remember in the school days and college days, okay, whenever you are drawing the no, graphs, some graphs you will draw, right? Some x coordinate, and you will draw y coordinate, and no, you will point out to some point from the distance from x coordinate, how much long it is there, located, and from y coordinate how it is, how long it is, uh, it is there, and you will locate, and you will do, right? You will do those, you will draw, right? So same way here, the the revision history also be created. If I open this, okay, for example, I'm no some, I'm dragging it. Okay, I'm dragging it, I'm something I'm changing. And if I'm save, if I click on save, you can see process sync employee data is saved successfully. Okay, now I'm not doing any changes, I'm not doing any changes, I'm not configuring anything. If I save this, if I save this, see here there are no changes to the components, will not be saved. Okay, if you are saving this, okay, for example, I want to add some map shape here. Okay, I'm adding something this, and I'm connecting this. Okay, and I'm connecting to this. If I save this, so say processing employee data is saved successful, which means if you are adding something, or if you are changing something, if you are removing something, then only the revision history is going to be created. Okay, if I save this, there is no changes to be saved, right? So if I click on revision history, you can see here right now version is 10, my latest version is 10, right? Okay, if I'm, what I'm doing, I'm little bit, I'm dragging down, and I'm saving it. We can see here processing employee data is saved successfully, right? If I open this, now the version is increased by 11, right? So here if you click on this view component xml, you can see here, so the component xml, it will creating the xml component. The revision history be created with the help of xml profile. You can see shape, image, start, name, shape 1. So shape type is equals to type, and here from the x coordinate it is going to be 48, and from y it is 78. And after save, no, after some changes, it x coordinate it is 224, from y coordinate is to 152. Like this the change, no, the distance is calculated. Depending on that the revision history is going to be created. Okay, now you can see, sir, why this revision history important, why the revision history important. So for example, now we are in latest version, this is my latest version, the version is 11, right? The revision is 11. Okay, this is my latest revision is 11. Now if I feel that, I want to go back, I want to go back to the my some sixth version. So I want to go back to the sixth version. You simply, you can click on this pencil icon, right? Edit icon. Here we have a edit icon, click on that edit icon. Okay, it is no, it is taking you to new tab, and here this is a new version. Okay, this is a your late like sixth version, this is your sixth version. If you save this, you can see here the this view corresponding to the version revision 6 of the component, which is not the latest revision. Okay, what are the version which we available on the screen, which is not a latest one. If you save this, it is becoming, now you can see save, this is becoming the latest version. This version is becoming your latest version. This is how it is going to be. If I go back to the my previous, see here, it is again, it is becoming old one. Okay, simply you can close it. Okay, this is how with the revision history is going to be helpful. And and one more thing, whenever if you are working on a different for example, in your team 5 members are there, some some person is working on this processing employee data. Okay, so now another person log in into that account and is looking into that. Okay, for example, he saved that by mistake, he saved that. So the revision history will be created on his name. Here you can see modified by. Okay, modified by whoever going to be clicking on the save, did some changes, and if he is saving that, then the modified by name will be created on his name. Okay, whenever if you are opening others components, others working components and work integrations, we make sure don't save until and unless they are given permission. Okay, because after some time, if the code is not working, if they are, though they can find out who who did that changes, and whoever last modified by it is there, right? They can find out easily. Okay, so now if I want to go back to my 10th version, how can I go? If I want to go back to my 10th revision, how can I go? Yes, here we have a pencil icon, right? If I want to roll back
Yes.
this version, this is my latest version, right? This is my latest version. Now I want to go back, so right now I am in 12th version. Now I want to go back to my some 7th version or 8th version. How can I go? See, like simply you can click on this pencil icon, edit icon, view, edit this revision of the component. If you click on this pencil icon, see, simply it is taking me to my that roll backing to the previous version. If you save this, if you click on save, now it is becoming your latest version. It is becoming your latest version. Click on this, so the revision history is increased by one. Clear? You can simply close this one. Clear? Anyone have any questions or any doubts on this, on revision history? Very very important. Okay, revision history, it is a revision history development component has a revision history. Shapes does not have a revision history, and note each component have a unique id called as a component id. Okay, depending on the component id, the revision history is going to be created. Okay, depending on the component id, only each and every component have a unique id, and each and every component have a revision history. Shapes does not have a revision history. Yes, clear? Yeah. How the revision history is going to be created? Simple. So it will calculate the distance between x coordinate from y coordinate, how much distance it is there. Depending on that, it is going to be created. You can see here, and a modified date, when it is going to modify the date and time. Okay, and whoever modified it, and the latest revisions. Okay, clear? Is it clear? Anyone have any questions or any doubts? Clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. So now, if we if it is clear, so now we'll discuss a new topic, runtime entities. Okay, so runtime entities, what do you mean by runtime entities? For example, I will give you. Okay, I'm not developing I'm writing the some code and developing, I'm achieving the integrations. But you want to test it, you want to run the process, right? You want to test it, right? You want to do the testing, or you want to execute the process, right? How you will do that one? How you will do? You want to test it, right? How you will know? Okay, you are you are starting the integration, you are ending the integration, you are in between, you are doing lot of actions. Okay, you are doing lot of actions, you are adding conditions, you are adding logics, you are connecting to third party application systems, you are pulling the data, you are pushing the data, all the actions you are doing. But how it will do? How it will how it will be? How it will be do? So Yes. How it will be, how? So you have a bike, okay, you have a bike, you have a, no, you have a, you know driving and all, but how you will drive that bike? You need some
Using
kind of
cart,
engine,
right?
right? I mean, you need some kind of fuels, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that engine or that execution runtime, runtime engines available, different runtime engines available in the Boomi. Okay, those are all to execute. Very very important note. Very very important note point. Okay, to execute. Okay, to execute. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. I'm getting a call. Okay, so now so what we are discussing, yeah, so we have a different runtime engines to execute the process. To execute the process, so see guys, so what exactly runtime engines? Okay, so here you are developing the code, right? You are developing the code and you are giving the instructions. Okay, what you are doing now, you are adding a map shape, and you are, what you are doing for, you want to transform the data. Okay, Boomi directly it will not transform the data, right? You need to give some instruction. Okay, you need to give some instruction to that. Okay, depending on that instruction, it is going to be change the data. Or if, if you are giving some, you are adding, no, if you are giving transforming that, if you are adding some shape and you are doing some actions. Okay, you are doing some actions. This action can be done, okay, with the, with the help of some runtime entity. You are giving some instruction to that, but how this instruction will be implemented by Boomi? Okay, you are giving some instructions to Boomi. That Boomi, how it will be understand your instructions, and how it will going to be execute that instructions, how it will going to implement that instructions. To implement that instructions, we need some kind of like some kind of engine, right? Or some kind of fuel, right? So with that we can change, or we can do all the instructions. It will going to be, follow our instructions, right? So that thing is nothing but, in Boomi we have a, okay, in Boomi, note point, to execute the process of execute the process or flow. We need we need some kind of runtime engines. Okay, some kind of runtime engines. So in Boomi we have a different kind of runtime engines. Okay, we have in Boomi we have different runtime engines. Okay, runtime engines. What are they? Runtime engines available in the Boomi. Okay, we have a atom molecule. Okay, we have a atom. Okay, we have a atom, we have a molecule. Okay, we have four types of runtime engines, not different, four types. We have a four types. Okay, four types of runtime engines. Okay, one is atom, one is a molecule, another is cloud atom, cloud atoms, and group of atoms or cluster, group of atoms or cluster atom. Okay, cluster atom. So these are all different different runtime engines available in the okay, in Boomi to execute the process. Okay, to run the process, these are all four types of runtime engines available in the Boomi. So okay, so how this going, what is the difference between them, how it is going to be work. And for time being, I'm taking my words back. Previously I told you that for cloud application, for Boomi, we don't need to install anything, we don't need to maintain anything, right? For time being, I'm taking my words back. Here we need to install these runtime engines in Boomi and we need to maintain them. Okay, how we are going to install them, how we are going to maintain them, we'll see now. Okay, so now here, what do you mean by, first I will give you a definition of atom. Okay, atom, molecules and all. Okay, atom is a single tenant. Atom, atoms or atom. Okay, atom, atom is a single tenant.
Multi-node
Single,
runtime engine.
no, it's not a multi node, it's a single node. Okay, atom is a single tenant and single node. What do you mean by single tenant and what do you mean by single node, I will explain you now. Okay, it is a atom is a single tenant and single node runtime engine. Runtime engine. Okay, so now if you go here, okay, for example, now we developed the process. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. Okay, so now we have a different runtime engines in the Boomi. So for example, okay, let me save it. Let me save it. Now you can see here we have a test option. You can see here we have a test. We have a test. Click on test. If you select, see, when I am selecting the test option, it is asking to select atom, or select a kind of molecule or whatever. Okay, it is asking select atom. So it is a kind of runtime engine which is responsibility to execute the process. Okay, it is responsibility to execute the process. Okay, so now how we will establish the how we will install these atoms, we'll see. Okay, runtime engines. Okay, here if you go to Boomi, runtime engines in the Boomi. Okay, engines in Boomi. Okay, simple, you can know we have a four types of runtime engines. Okay, we have a four type of runtime engine in Boomi. Okay, one is a basic. Okay, that runtime engines, okay, these runtime engines are we classified into four types. Okay, I will show you here. Okay, okay, we classified into runtime engines into four types. One is a basic, one is a professional, one is a professional plus. Okay, another is enterprise, another is a enterprise plus. Okay, if you see here, okay, where it is Kubernetes, not Kubernetes, I will show you here. So you can see classification. Okay, simply you can call, no, you can type as a classification. Classification, classification of a runtime engines in Boomi. Okay, so single tenant, not this one. That work. If I open this classification, document will be available. I will give you that document. Just give me a second. Now you can see here we have a atom, molecule, atom cloud, and another is cluster atom. We have four types of atoms. Okay, so atom is a single tenant single node runtime engine. Okay, there are most basic runtime which is installed, and atom consists of a single JVM runtime engine. Okay, I will explain you how it is going to work, how I establish, we can execute the process, how it is going to be listen our instructions, how it, according to our instructions, how it is going to be run our process. I will show you. Okay, just I want to show you this types of runtime engines classification. They are classified into five types, but it is not showing. Okay, let it be. Okay, I will show you. Okay, okay, it is a atom is a simplex runtime engine engine okay, runtime engine available in the Boomi. Okay, it is a simplest runtime an engine available in Boomi. It is a single tenant and a single node runtime engine. Atom. Okay, so all the runtime engines. Okay, all very important note. Okay, the runtime engines. Okay, runtime engines will work. Okay, all runtime engines are JVMs. Okay, JVM means Java Virtual Machine. Okay, Java, very important, very important. Please understand, virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine. Okay, so for example here what we are doing. Okay, here if I go to Boomi. Okay, if I go to Boomi, what we are doing here, you want to transform the data. Okay, you are connecting it and you want to transform the data. Okay, simply if you are saying that here you are transform, you are adding a map shape and you are configuring it. How it will understand that configuration, how it will be going to be no listen your instructions. Because here, while installing the atom will be run under the Java virtual machine. In the atom, okay, in the while installing this atom, there is a Java code will be written. Okay, Java code will be already configured and written in this virtual machine. It is going to be, no, it is going to be listen your instructions, and will work on according to your instructions. Okay, it is very important. Atoms are will work on the help with the help of JVMs. Okay, Java virtual machine. Okay, in the here, okay, here, the Java code will be written. Java code will be written. And one more thing, whatever the work we are doing with the help of Boomi, this Boomi in a backend, it is developed with the help of Java. Okay, the Boomi is developed with the help of Java code only. Okay, here we are doing we are working with the shapes and all the shapes components, we are working on it them, right? In backend, they are all developed with the help of Java code. Okay, so while installing these atoms, they are all virtual machines. Okay, Java virtual machines, all the code instructed with the help of Java. Okay, so now atom single, it is a simplest runtime engine available in the Boomi. Okay, now whenever you are running it, it will be going to be a single node. Okay, single node, what do you mean by single node? I will explain Okay, so now we'll go to Boomi, how we are going to be install atom. Now we will see. Okay, now come here. Okay, here we have a manage, right? Click on manage. Under manage, we have a atom management. Okay, click on yes. Here already atoms will be there. Test atom, test local atom, all the different atoms will be there. Okay, I will delete my atom, and again I will add that atom. I'm deleting it, so that again I will install this atom, right? Now if I refresh it, So you can see here there is no longer that atom is available. Again I will delete this atom also. Yes, again I will delete this atom also. If I refresh it, now you can see there is no atoms. If I go to build mode, if I go to build mode, if I want to test it, okay, the view correspond 10 is not component, okay, that's fine. Let me save it and it will become the latest one. I don't want to this as the latest one. I want to delete this, remove this and save it. Okay, so now I want to test this process. I want to test this process. Here we have a test. Okay, here you have a test. You can select this. See here, here there is no atom is available. There is no atom is available, right? To test it, minimum one atom is required to execute your process. Minimum one atom is required to execute your process. So how we can install this atom? How we can install this atom? Okay, simple. Go to manage. Okay, I will give you here atom installations. Atom installations can be done. Manage atom management, and click on atom, then install. Okay, so now come here, click on manage. Under the manage we have atom management. Click on atom management. Okay, so now here we don't have any atom, right? Here you have a new, right? You have a new. Click on new. So here we have a atom and environment. About environment we will discuss later. Just focus on the atom. Okay, click on atom. Now you can see here atom setup required fields. Okay, so again the atom is classified into two types. Okay, one classified into two types. One is local atom, another is cloud atom. Okay, local atom and cloud atom. So we'll focus on the local atom. Later we'll discuss about the cloud atom. Okay, local means we are going to install this in your local machinery. We'll call it as a local atom. Cloud means it is going to be on the cloud. We are not going to, for cloud we are not going to install anything. We are configuring it. We are going to be configure. Okay, so now we will focus on the local atom in the cloud or local. So now I will going with the cloud, sorry, in local. I'm going with a local. So here again operating different operating system is be there. Okay, the Windows 62 bit or Windows 32 bit or Linux the 32 or Linux 64, right? Different Windows operating systems will be there. Okay, so now I'll go with the 64 bit. Okay, my system will no support 64 bit, Windows 64 bit. So that's why I will go with the 64 bit. And here you have a download installer. Click on the download installer. Okay, now you can see here it is downloaded. Okay, it is downloaded, right? It is downloaded. Okay, go to your files. Okay, go to your files, go to downloads, click on go to downloads. Here you can see here atom install 64 bit, atom install 64 bit, right? Simple. Click on the right button in this installation. Click on right button, and run as administrator. Keep it in mind. Okay, after downloading the installing atom, after downloading the installer, you need to open that in a file and you need to run as administrator. Click on right button and click on run as administrator. Okay, run as administrator. Okay, it will ask. Now you can see here initializing preparing to atom installation, right? It is in preparing that atom installing. So it is through rest of the setup process throughout. We will guide, it will be guiding, right? So now you can see here welcome to the atom setup. Welcome to the atom setup. Simple. Click on next. Now here focus here. So now which account you want to tie up with this atom? So now we install this atom. Now this atom, which to which account you want to tie up? Okay, now I will give my username and password. I want to tie up this account, this atom to my account. Now I will give my username and password. Okay, my username and password. So if you are working with your username and password, you need to give your Boomi credentials, not any Gmail or email like credentials. It's not like that. You need to give your Gmail, Boomi credentials, Boomi username and password. Okay, I'm giving my username and password. Okay, here you can give the atom name. You can change the atom name. I can give a test atom like this. I can give test. Okay, so now again here we have two options. One is username and password. Again another is a token. What is this token option? What is this token option? So whenever if you know someone will want, someone will wants to install your atom, or some administrator team will wants to give some access to your atom, then okay, you don't want to you are not interested to provide your username and password, then there is another option we need to be have, right? If you have some security token, okay, if you have some security token installed to them, then you can give is the security token, right? Here you have a security options, right? Okay, you can generate the security and you can copy it, and for a particular time period which is going to be, okay, it have valid for particular time period only. You can give like if you want to give 30 minutes, or else after that it is going to be expired. Okay, you can copy this token, and you can go here and you can copy token here like this. Okay, then you can install it. Okay, like this you can install, but I don't want to go, and I will go with the username and password. But okay, I'm giving my username and password of my Boomi account, then click on next. Okay, you can see here authenticating the credentials, means the credentials which we provided, username password, it is getting authenticated, it is trying to connect with that particular account. Okay, now you can see here we have two. Okay, we have a, I don't want to select any environment for time being. I will click on next. Okay, click on next. Okay, atom will not be attached to any environment, so it's okay, fine. Click on next. And here if you want to browse it, if you want to store anywhere, you can browse this, and you can uh, you can share it. Sridhar in class lo unna అయిపోయినాక చేస్తాను. Okay, so now I will go to my desktop. Okay, here I will create a one folder, uh, new folder, atom, new folder, and atom install. Here I want to say, okay, select. Here you can see here desktop Boomi atoms. Now browse it. Click on browse atom, select next. Okay, click on next. Next. Now click on next. You no need to do anything, just click on next, 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 next. That's it. Okay, now you can see here downloading the jar files. Okay, these jar files, what do you mean by jar files? Okay, these jar files are responsibility to connect with any third party application system, or else if it is all responsibility to do any kind of actions. Okay, I told you that Java virtual machine atom is nothing but a Java virtual machine. So to do those things, all some jar files are required. Okay, those jar files are downloading into this atom. Okay, downloading the atom files, all these atom files, all this is going to be installed. Now finish. Now atom setup is completed. Now click on finish. Click on finish. Okay, now if you refresh it, refresh your account. If you refresh this, now atom, here you can see the atom. Okay, atom test atom, it is installed, but it is showing the offline. Let me refresh it again. Okay, tomorrow I will going to discuss in brief about this atom. Okay, again still it is showing offline. Okay, let me go to services, service, system services. What services. Open the services. Okay, here in the services everything will be there, right? Whatever the installations you done. Okay, here you have a test atom, right? I think this is the one. Okay, click on this and restart. Click on restart.
Pawan, it's showing online.
Yeah, now it is become online. Now we restarted, right? That's it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now you can see here it is showing in a online, right? It is showing online. So now tomorrow we are going to discuss in brief about this atom, how it is going to be work, and what are the things we need to follow. Everything we are going to be discuss. Okay, again it is showing a stopping. What happened to? Okay, that's fine. Till here, anyone have any questions or anyone have any doubts? Anyone not
Pawan?
understood anything? Yeah, please.
Yeah, Pawan, I have a question. Pawan, actually, you installed that Atom, right?
Yes.
In the place of username and password, you given your credentials, correct?
Yes.
In the
My
place
credentials
of
is
your credentials, yes,
my
Bhumi credentials,
credentials.
Bhumi,
Bhumi credentials. Yeah.
Bhumi credentials. In the
Yes.
place of Bhumi credentials, if I can give my credentials, like amani.k, whatever the like username password, it will
Mhm.
going to create that atom, or
No.
only it
Yes, it
will
will create,
in
but it will create.
yes,
But see, it is a local. Okay, now I
yes.
installed in my, see, I installed in my local machinery. So I can
Mm.
give any username and password if I open that particular account. Now if you are saying that I can give you harmony dot something, right? Your
Yes,
credentials I can give, but I
yes.
want to open your account in my machine, then only it is going to be work. Okay, tomorrow I will
Okay.
explain in depth, don't worry about that. I will explain
Okay.
in depth. Till
Okay.
here, anyone have
Thank
any
you.
questions or any doubts? Yes, I know it will, it is a little bit confusing to you. Again, go through this recording session and come up with some questions tomorrow. Again, in tomorrow, I will explain clearly about this atom, how it is going to be work and all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Pawan.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. If you don't have anything, we can wind up the session here.